everybody. How are you? Yeah, I'm just going to do my makeup. It's weird, as I'm getting older, I'm finding, it's actually, no, it's not even as I'm getting older. I mean, I think it is because of that, but it feels like it's happened quite recently that this switch has happened in my brain. Anyway, before I get into that, let's start with some primer. What do we have here? I've got all these boxes of makeup from, one's Morphe, one is Sephora, and one is Mecca. I don't know why I've organized it that way, but I have. So should we try a Mecca primer? Sorry, Morphe. This is the Morphe Equalizer. You guys know me. I've always been big on tanning. And the Loving Tan Platinum Mousse came out, and it's platinum. If you like a really dark tan, it is probably right up your alley. Like, it definitely delivers on its promise. I think, and it has to be age, it has to be, that I'm preferring a lighter, softer, not even softer tan. But I don't like the really, I just don't think it suits me anymore. I feel like it's perhaps more suited to my younger years or something. When I first moved back to Perth after living in Sydney, wouldn't leave the house without fake tan. These days, who cares? Who cares? I really appreciate my fair skin. I think it's really beautiful. This is the Hourglass Equilibrium Instant Plumping Eye Mask. I find that I get less creasing underneath my eyes when I use this. I think I just applied too much. It's another creamy kind of clear gel consistency. And I apply that straight there. You know what else? This is going to be a lot of talking in this video, I hope you don't mind. Yeah, I definitely applied too much. Something else I've noticed that I no longer, and this one's been like very gradual over a couple of years. I used to only listen to hip hop, R&B, that kind of stuff. And then I noticed that like Drake's new album came out. Didn't really get into it. Normally it takes me a few tries to really get into a new album, even if it's from an artist that I normally love. But I just didn't have the interest. I just wasn't interested in even trying to get into it. And then my favorite artist, J. Cole, his album came out. And normally I would like jump on it, I'd get it the moment it's out. I waited weeks, I think, maybe even a month. I just didn't really care. Didn't really listen to the album either. I think I downloaded it and never really listened to too much of it. I started to compile a list of old songs, like old 80s, 90s, but mainly probably the 80s. This is in the shade 220, the Mecca Second Skin Life Proof Foundation. Yeah, 220. Whenever I found myself wanting to listen to music, I would only go to my oldies playlist. And then that became less frequent as well, listening to music. And then I just kind of made the switch to audiobooks sometimes, mainly podcasts. And even podcasts, I've cut down on basically all of the podcasts that I used to listen to. And now it's basically just stuff you should know. I was listening to Abby Chatfield's one for a while. I haven't been as interested in the most recent episodes. So anyway, then, and I never listen to the radio because I cannot stand the music that plays on the radio. I'm basically only really introduced to new music through like videos online, like TikTok or maybe Instagram, but mainly TikTok. For the first time in a very long time, I fall in love with a song, and that is As It Was by Harry Styles. And I am not like a Harry Styles fan. I have never downloaded any of his other songs. So I've been listening to this song on repeat non-stop because it's just so catchy and so nice to listen to. And I'm like, wow, is this the kind of music that I'm interested in now? Like, if I'm going to start listening to music, is this going to be the type of music that I should be looking for? Just easy to listen to, upbeat, but not like pop. I don't know, is his music pop? Probably, I don't know. God, I don't know, but yeah, I need to find some more artists similar to that and see if the reason I'm not listening to music, I have a pimple on my neck. I think it's from sunscreen. Anyway, yeah, the reason I'm not listening to music is because I don't like the music I'm listening to, or it's because I just don't I mean, how can you get sick of music? Surely you can't get sick of music. So it has to be the music that I'm listening to. Anyway, if you have any recommendations on artists that are similar to that kind of vibe, I love that it's also kind of like, it sounds a bit like from the 80s with that tune. If you have any recommendations. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen a post that I made a couple of months ago about my eyelashes every now and then seem to become sparse. And so I was like, maybe I need to try eyelash serums. That didn't work out well because eyelash serums were causing my lashes to fall out. So then I resorted to trying castor oil, organic castor oil, because I read online that works a treat. And so I did that, and then my lashes were coming back like thicker and stronger, and I thought, oh wow, that's amazing. And then I talked about it on my stories and said, like, this is my experience with using castor oil, but keep in mind this could just be entirely coincidental because I know that eyelashes have a natural growth cycle, and I could just be at the beginning or in the middle of, would be in the middle of the growth cycle where the lashes have grown out and they're kind of just chilling there and relaxing before they fall out. So there's the growth, there's the like just stagnant existing, and then falling out. And so yeah, I was very well aware of the fact that it could be that, and I think it was that. I think I can give an update. I think it was that because yeah, it's happening cyclically, or is it cyclically? I was listening to that Stuff You Should Know podcast, and they say that it's actually cyclically, not cyclically. Anyway, God, I feel like I get sidetracked so easily when I come on here because I have so much to say. It's happening every few months, which makes me think that it's likely just my natural lash cycle, and that's why sometimes they fall out, it seems like all at once. Not all at once, but they fall out all of a sudden, and then a little while later they're back in full swing, strong, amazing, and then they fall out again a few months later. So I think that's what it comes down to. For concealer, I'm going to use the One Size Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer in Fair 3. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of old makeup trends come back alive on TikTok. Like, a lot of them are doing, all the youngins, the Gen Zs, are doing, Gen Z I should say, I'm Australian, are doing the like really bright highlight underneath the eyes as if it's a new thing. It's so strange. Like they're just finding out about brightening powders, like the Ben Nye ones. It's so weird. When I first started watching them, I was like, am I officially old? Is this what it's like when you're older and trends come back, and then you say, when I was younger, like that was all the rage, now it's made a comeback. Whoa. I started seeing the highlight baking bright under the eyes, and people were talking about it as if they just discovered something, and like talking about their techniques. And I was thinking to myself, you guys can't claim this. This was around when I was younger. Literally though, how crazy. Apologies for my absence on YouTube. I just don't really, I don't really feel pulled to post on here. I think I generally post way less than I used to, even on Instagram. But I always post on stories, which is where I like to connect with people. I don't even really watch YouTube videos on here either. I only really watch gaming things, and it's only really from one creator. Catikaris or Catikaris? Catikaris? Anyway, he's from England and he plays Crash Bandicoot and other, he plays a whole multitude of different games, but the ones that I like watching are the Crash Bandicoot ones. So I watch his Caddy Plays streaming channel thing. He uploads on Twitch, but I don't get them in time, so I watch the re-uploads on his channel. And that's basically what I watch in the background. I find it really relaxing. I used to watch the H3 podcast. I don't really watch that anymore. I find that they upload too frequently. Like for a lot of what they do, for a lot of the kind of content they post, it's a lot of in-jokes and stuff, and you have to stay up to date with watching to understand what they're talking about. And they upload like 3-hour-long podcasts like twice or 3 times a week. It just got too much. I'm going to grab the Mecca Max. What is this called? Off-Duty Contour Stick in Medium. I find this is kind of pointless. I always find that applying cream products for me is pointless. And I've had this thought about when I see younger people applying it on TikTok, because you go to all this effort to apply it, and then oftentimes it gets covered up by powder. It's just fun to use different products sometimes, and I guess maybe they find that it looks more natural if you apply creams, but then a lot of the time, yeah, they end up applying like powder products over the top anyway, which does defeat the purpose a lot of the time. Do you guys remember when we used to do the credit card trick? Like you just put a card up here and then contour over it and you'll get this clean, crisp line. I spoke about this on my Instagram stories, and on my Instagram page, and I just saw a stupid Daily Mail article about it. The title was literally, well, one of my followers just sent me it. It was like a little screen grab thing on, it was on Snapchat, and it was like one of the main ads or whatever. I mean, hey, thanks for the publicity, can't hate on that, but I know that all the comments on Daily Mail articles are like filthy, horrible, disgusting insults. Anyway, yeah, it was like, woman drastically changes her appearance with Botox. Oh, and then a picture of the before and after on my Instagram page. Drastically changes her appearance with Botox, as if I got a full-blown facelift at 29 years old. Oh, bottom of the barrel journalism. Honestly, I wouldn't even call it journalism. Anyway, what this woman got done was Botox in my jaw, because I was noticing that my jaw was getting a lot wider. I was feeling a lot fuller and squarer in this bottom section, and what I've deduced since is that it is a combination of aging, weight gain, and growth of my masseter muscles from grinding, which I do when I sleep. So I decided to try it out. I only got a relatively small amount. The injector said that you can form, like which is again from age, I'm getting like, especially if I go this angle, you get these little lines, and it's like the formation of little baby tiny jowls, because I'm still in my 20s, late 20s, but obviously as you age, everything kind of droops and eventually sinks down. So she said that when you weaken these muscles, the skin can tend to kind of sag a bit more here. So we added a bit of, she added filler to my jawline, which I can't really tell the difference, to be honest. Wouldn't get it again, to counteract that. And then I got my usual, a few little units in my forehead, which is wearing off now, just to relax these muscles here, but to still be able to, but I was still able to move my eyebrows. So that's what I got done. Full face transformation, basically, apparently, according to the Daily Mail. And anyway, the Daily Mail thing was a side note. I'm going to use the Trini London VB Lip to Cheek product for my cheeks. I desperately want to take my hair down, but I'm not going to until I set my face. So yes, and then I posted the before and after, evidently, on Instagram, and I was shocked at how many people, because I did like a whole heap of before and afters, shocked at how many people preferred the before photo. And my face looked so much puffier, and they said it's because I look younger. And I thought, that's interesting, because I've noticed that all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, do I have cheekbones? Like there's an actual shadow here. I can't, yeah, you can kind of see that, that's a shadow that I've never had before. Because my face was a little bit I think that is mainly from age. That bit there is for sure. Because when you're younger, everything's kind of more up, and so it's just a bit fuller in this region. But now that I'm getting older, and you notice it more with older women or women that are a little bit older, they get like that kind of hollowing here, which I know a lot of people try to counteract, but I'm kind of enjoying it for the moment. I like having cheekbones. It's nice, even if it means that everything's gone down a little bit. And so, yes, people were asking like, would I do it again? Because I wasn't really sure if people could notice a difference in the before and after of my jaw, because I was getting a little bit confused myself. I wasn't sure if it was noticeable or if I was just imagining it, so that's why I was taking heaps of before and after photos to see if it was noticeable or if I was just imagining it. I'm not going to apply liquid or cream highlight because I know I'm going to be setting my face with powder, so it doesn't really make sense. In which case, it doesn't really make sense to be applying cream products in the first place, but it is what it is. I'm going to use the Morphe Bake and Set setting powder in translucent. Don't forget I do have a discount code for Morphe, which I think is Loz Curtis for 10% off. If you're going to buy anything from Morphe, buy it from their website rather than Mecca, because Mecca you can't use the promo code to get the discount, but on the Morphe website you can. What I might just do is I basically set around set around this area, so I haven't set directly on it, which means that it's still, I can see from the side, you probably can't tell, but when I turn my head you can still see a bit of shine from the cream product, so it doesn't look like completely flat, which helps to make my cheekbones look a little bit higher because they reflect the light. Little house update for you. There aren't any updates. Our roof was meant to be done by now. It was meant to be completed probably like last month, even before that. But timber has apparently been very hard to source. I mean, we've had supply issues with like every single kind of timber that we're using. There's been a unique supply chain issue with every single time. Every single time. For highlight, I'm going to use the Tree London The Right Light Illuminator in the shade Candle Light. Looks like this. So at this point, we're just waiting. It's easy to get angry and want to abuse the builders. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure they want our build to be completed too, because then it means that they can A, get paid for the work that they've started, and B, take on new clients and get new jobs under their belt. So I'm sure they're not just putting us, I'm sure they're not just being lazy and they're not like, I don't know, not doing the jobs properly or anything. It's just obviously really frustrating when you're trying to move on with life and start your life in your beautiful new house. I just had a flashback to when we were waiting to sell our house and had bought a new house and had just missed out on the last block that we put an offer on because someone put a higher bid. No, actually, sorry, we put a higher bid, but they could pay all cash, so we missed out. So I had a flashback to that moment where I was like, oh, you know, just sick of being stuck in this limbo where you're trying to move from your current house but you can't buy a new house because your current house hasn't sold. But you just, yeah, it's just a really frustrating situation to be in. And then it just reminded me, like, well, at one point you were frustrated about this and now you're not in that situation anymore. So it's just so funny how easy it is for us to change the goalposts in our lives. Like we think, oh, once this happens, then everything will be good and life will be, I don't know, it's just, we set these goals for ourselves and we don't even stop to appreciate them once we reach them. No, we do, because we were so grateful when we got that block and when like the house sold and that kind of thing. But now I guess it feels like we're in a second limbo where we're renting in this house, which we're so lucky to have. But the owners want to move back in, so they're basically very, very graciously waiting for us to be able to move out and not like kicking us out or anything, which they absolutely have every right to if they wanted to. Obviously, it's not our house. They can do with it what they like. I might actually put something shimmery on top. All right, I'm going to use this. It is by Wonder Beauty, the eyeshadow duo in Double Date. I'm not going to use that because I don't need to because I've already got a base. But I will use this. It's a bronzy shade, I think. Hope it's going to look nice on top. Ooh, that does look nice on top. So I'm going to use, you may have noticed that I have no my brows. I'm going to use some upcoming Lounge Face products that I cannot show you just yet. So I'm going to turn the camera off. Be right back. Okay, brows are done. I decided to add some eyeliner in the waterline. I'm going to use Lounge Face Lash, my very own brand of mascara. We're actually quite low in stock. I haven't said it anywhere else, only here to my very favourite followers who have tuned in this far. Yes, I don't think, I don't know when it'll sell out, but the restock will be a little bit longer than usual, I think, unfortunately. So if you want to try it out or restock your current stash, now would be the time to do so. We're not going to bother curling my lashes this time. I'm thinking about putting false lashes on. I know it'll make the look 100% better. But, you know what? I also can't really be bothered. Every time I wear falsies, I'm like, oh, this looks so good. But the good thing about this mascara is that it gives you long, thick lashes without the need to wear falsies or lash extensions. It's the #1 review we get. Besides, oh, you know, it's so easy to remove and doesn't smudge at all throughout the day at all. But also just the fact that people comment on people who are wearing its lashes, asking them if they're lash extensions. Even my Pilates instructor, she said when she started wearing it that people were asking her if she was wearing lash extensions. So cool. And I'm going to give myself credit. It is hard to make a tubing mascara that is volumizing, but that is exactly what this is. So as you can see, I continuously build up the lashes. I don't take a break because the mascara formula isn't wet. If you have a wet mascara formula, then you will have time to go from eye to eye because you need time for the other eye to dry. But this formula, oops, oh, I just touched on my eyelid. This formula is a drier formula than a lot of formulas that you're probably used to. So it means that you just stick to that one eye and keep building it up constantly until you reach the level of intensity you want. I'm going for a really intense look because I can't be bothered wearing falsies and I kind of need intense lashes to balance out the dark eyes. And in general, I like really intense mascara anyway. Oh, so good. Jesus, this mascara is good. I'm thinking about changing the packaging because I want it to be a bit brighter, and the white lid probably isn't the best for makeup because it can get dirty. But I just have to find a color combo. It's so annoying because I would love the lid to be green, but of course that's going to look exactly like the Maybelline, what's it called, Great Lash or something. That's before and after. I should be careful with moving my eyes around too much because it's still drying, but. So yeah, I can't do that because Maybelline have already stolen that. They hadn't stolen it, they created it, I'm kidding. Actually, I might use a spoolie to scratch that off. I had a couple of ideas because I would want the base to still be pink because people identify it as pink. Like that is the packaging, but I'm thinking of changing the lid to a different color and perhaps the text a different color. It won't be, I've just placed another huge order as well of the components, like the tubes. So it actually wouldn't be for a little while depending on how quickly it sells out, it probably wouldn't be until next year, to be honest, that I would be able to change it, which is risky because then by then everyone would have already gotten used to it with the white lid. But I guess on the website you can always just put like a little icon of the old packaging and say formerly this packaging, so that people don't have to wonder. Or I could just write on the pictures, new packaging, same incredible formula. Now for lips, I have this, the Morphe Love Bite lip pencil. It's actually a bit of a darker shade, but I get lots of questions about it when I wear it. And just pulling it down into my lips to blend out that harsh edge. Looks way less dark than it normally does. I do really like this shade, the Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW lipstick. I prefer to just dab it on like this for some reason. I had those Tarte lipsticks in Bare Bud that I used to rave about, and I still love it. But silly me, I bought like 6 at once in case they went out of stock, which would be fine if I wore that lipstick every day. But I wear it like once a month. So they're basically all gone off. They all smell weird and I'm too scared to use them now. So I haven't been using them. I feel like I have such a nice color. I do this thing, I have this curse that I bring upon myself where I buy something, I fall in love with it. It's usually clothing. Like say a pair of shoes that I love. I wear it all the time, so I think, okay, I should buy more of them. I should basically buy it in every color, so that if again my current pair gets dirty or is broken or has a hole in it or something, I have backups. So then I buy it in all these different shades, and then as soon as I have all the different shades, I kind of fall out of love with the item. I don't know what it is, and I wear it less. It's so strange. It's so strange. It always happens. It always happens. Anyway, that is the makeup. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out my home build, my house build account, it is Loz Curtis Home. If you just want to follow me on my normal Instagram account, it is Loz Curtis, and that's where I post most of my stuff, my stories and stuff. I feel like most of the people that are watching this are probably people that have followed me from the start anyway, so you already know all my social media accounts. But if you don't, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in my next video, whatever that may be. And yeah, have a great day. Bye everyone.